Welcome everyone, today we have another exciting build to be showing you guys. Now this is a hybrid build transformation of the previous build, so before I say anything, let me show you guys the live stream reviews and the highlights. This is level 100 monsters, by the way. That was level 100 elite.
Did you see that? This is a level 100.
Let me show you guys again.
Wow, that killed him fast. Did you see that? This is a level 100. That's a power of Thorns.
Well, yeah, we deal so much damage, and I want to show you guys a live stream hope replay as well. Of course, not all the time you trigger, your instance or procs, but you do tremendous damage and you're not dying. I mean, I was dying. You gotta see the whole replay. I didn't die actually, as a smaller.
Yeah, the reason I'm dying so fast is because I'm so under level, by the way. If I'm not under level, this would be so easy.
So yes, there's a pack of elites.
Oh, there was a pack of elites and they're gone. It's so good against melee elites like this.
And let's have a look at the boss.
Level 100 boss. This one doesn't hit me.
So what you're saying is this boss, awkwardly enough, this is not one of the boss that hits you. I was like, I'm a thumb build dude, if you don't hit me, what am I gonna do? But later you're gonna see, I'll show you guys a little faster forward version. This boss actually summons monsters. When it summons monsters, we do a lot of damage. But when it doesn't hit me, it's really awkward. And I was spending too much for it to hit me.
That's good. She died fast. There's a lot of monsters.
Unfortunately, I killed the monsters too fast. So let's fast forward to the next summon of the monsters. So around here, he summons again. Okay, notice that we do...
His minions hit me, he dies.
Yeah, this is the highlight. We need him to summon minions. If he doesn't, I have trouble. It's a little awkward.
So when he summons minions, he dies. Notice this?
Yeah, notice the damage is actually really significant, especially when the boss summons. So this is a level 74 Barbarian, actually soloing a level 100 dungeon, and I was 26 levels under, and we still destroyed it. Well, I mean, not destroyed it, you gotta see the replay. I did not die once, and this is the first time I'm testing this on live stream. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention, in case you guys didn't know, I finally started live streaming again, and it's been like 2 years since I live streamed, and you get to see this particular build and also the testing. Now there was some hiccups. I tried level 99, then I tried level 100. Sometimes level 99 was harder, because the monster types, they were actually range monsters. You get to see everything, all the testing in this particular stream. Now, similar to all of our build videos, I'll be working with mobilities and also provide you guys with a cheat sheet of the summary of the spells and also the abilities and also the choice of legendaries. So make sure you guys check the links below, and we'll be updating this build for you guys very soon. So what I want to do in this video is I want to go through the adjustment of the build for you guys in case you guys ever want to push for high-end difficulty in the endgame and what you can adjust for the build. Now, if you haven't seen the previous video guide of the first version of the build, definitely have a look. This particular video is still 80% relevant for what I'm building. So there's a lot of things I might be skipping a little bit, so come back over to this video because I don't want to talk about the same thing again, because we made the video just not long ago, right? So I'll briefly go through you guys the gear choices, the item stats I wanted, and also how to make this build even more broken, right? And this is actually really good if you're farming for the endgame enemies. It's incredible. Now, first of all, let's come over to the skill trees. And if you have seen the unkillable alternation, this is very similar to that, but one step further, because I want to push for so high level, I don't want to die. So 2 points will be going into any of the basic spells. I'm going with Launch Strike because this allows me normally, when I'm playing normally, I can still allocate Launch Strike into my skill bars. What I mean by that is I can adjust Launch Strike and also I can adjust Iron Skin. This is not skill point efficient, but I don't really mind. It's not a big deal. If you're going with Launch Strike, you still want Berserk, but here we're not using Launch Strike in the end game. So Launch Strike is just over here for 2 skill points to go to the next part, and you gotta see this in my videos. Now, compared to the first version of the build, nothing really changes on the core section. You go for 4 points into Whirlwind, and you try to get the 4 skill rolls on the gloves, and that will be really good. Not the biggest deal, of course. Whirlwind is nice, but we're not focused on the damage anymore. So here we'll be going with 1 point into Iron Skin, and Iron Skin provides us with additional Fortify. Now, we're going to look into the rotation of the skill combinations. It's very important you use Iron Skin correctly, otherwise you do not get a much of barrier, and also you do not get the benefit from double Fortify. Now, similarly to the previous videos, nothing else has changed in the skill tree section over here. And what I do is allow you to guys watch the previous part because everything is still the same. So here we still went into the critical rate over here. But one thing you do notice over here, I decided to take away the 15% bonus damage to two-handed weapon with critical strike. But rather I decided to go with 4 points over here. So 1 point into thick skin, which give us more fortified. And also 3 more points when we're fortified, we take less damage. Because we're pushing for way higher level difficulties, we're focused on defensively instead of offensively. Because we do so much damage. You saw in the videos, this is the variation of the build without that much damage, perks, and we still one-shot elites. So let me show you guys again. So we still one-shot elites, right? So this is why you want to adjust for what you're really good at and make sure you survive because you only get 4 revives. Now finally, for the ultimate, we'll be going with Wrath of Berserker. Now, a lot of the viewers say that you don't have to go Wrath of Berserker to have Berserk, because if you go with Berserk over here, oh, my friend is helping me to farm level 1 dungeons. He's so nice, right? A big thank you to him. So while I'm recording, he's helping me to farm level 1 dungeons. So over here, you can get Berserk from Launch Strike, 1.5 seconds. It's so-so. I mean, it's great at the start. And you get 4 seconds of Berserk with Warcry. But ultimately, you deal the most damage, you're most durable when you have Berserk. And this is also with the passives over here, which you take less damage with Berserk. So you want to take damage reduction, you want to have more damage, and the combination of Berserk is still really good. And I want Berserk. I tried the other 2 ultimate, they're not that great. And everything else, they don't really focus on the build. And when we're Berserking, as long as we're Berserking, we'll deal more Thorn damage. Like over 6,000 Thorn on damage, which is incredible. Now finally, I'm sure you guys have noticed the variation change over here. So instead of going with Unbird or Rage, which allows me to spend on my core Fury and deal more core skill damage, I'm going with overall damage by another 25% when I'm Berserking. And this allows me to extend the Berserk duration if I can. I don't think I could, because I don't do basic spell attacks. But I'm here to benefit from the 25% bonus damage while I'm Berserking. So what I realized is, after testing at higher levels, especially level 99, I realized that I was not getting enough Fury to benefit from spending more Fury. I was actually running out of Fury. So with the variation now, with so much Fury gain with my build, I can have constantly Fury gain to be spinning. And meanwhile I'm spinning, I'm also getting more damage as I get Berserk. So this is a good variation, and we deal even more damage with Thorn this way. Now if we come over to my Paragon points and also the pathways per Paragon. So I'll briefly go through this with you guys. It's the same as the first guide, of course. So here we want to have vulnerability. And if you only have 1 glyph, you should go with the reduction to your shots. There's 2 ways of doing so. But after that, you can move over to this glyph. You can repack into this glyph over here. Now because I want to get durable, as you guys are going to see over here, so here I did go with one of the shot reduction glyph. And here this allows me to have more cooldowns with my shots, which is essential because your shots is offensive, especially the Changing the Cry. Now the final glyph over here allows me to reduce cooldowns of no ultimates, which also includes Iron Skin, which also makes us really unkillable when we bleed enemies with Whirlwind and kills them with Thorn. Now for my choice of Paragon board, the first board I'm going with that when I kill bleeding enemies, I have a chance of getting Berserk for 5 seconds. More Berserk means more damage with Thorn as well. So this is really good for the first board. As for the second board, we can go with this Disseminator, which we're not perking into this, but rather we're enjoying all the passives that is over here for additional physical damage and also maximum life. With more maximum life, we get more maximum Thorn. Now finally, for my next board after level 70, I'm going with Warbrider, and this allows me to perk into the glyphs over here, which provides me with more physical damage and also more defensive capacities. So I really want those perks over here, and I come over here. I have not decided which glyph I want, but very likely I go with a fortified one, which provides me with more fortified, defensively and also offensively. Let me see if I can find it for you. So yes, this is the glyph I mentioned, and this is for the much later stage of the endgame. 10% more fortified reduction damage and also more damage with fortified. It's really good. Now alternatively, you can go with close damage increase and also the close damage reduction, which is also really good. Now it is also, alternatively, if you want to do more damage, you can go for this glyph, which allows your Thorn damage to deal more damage and weakens enemies. But ideally, you do so much damage, you don't really need a Thorn, right? So here you try to be defensive and also offensive at the same time. Now one thing I do want to highlight, a lot of the previous Whirlwind build will be going for the next glyph, which is Wrath. Because we're not focusing on majority on the core skill damage, you don't want to go into Wrath because this will boost the core spell critical damage. But this is not a major source of damage for our Thorn hybrid Whirlwind build. Now finally, you can see that on my Paragon board I have perked into a lot of little points that just gives me a little boost of stats. I do plan to unperk those and go into the next board once I have enough for the glyph. So before that, I'm perking into these ones over here, and you can see those ones over here. I know those are little waste of gold, but I wanted additional boost of power because I was level 74 against level 100, right? So I needed every bit of power defensively and also offensively I could get. And this is what I went. I went for the additional, little boost of stats. But eventually I'll unperk into those into the next board. But maybe later I'll perk those again just for the boost of defensive and also offensiveness. Now as for the choice of the expertise, we're going with expertise for the two-handed weapon of the axe. But unfortunately I didn't get a good axe to level this axe up. Now I'm also going with the two-handed brute weapon and also two-handed sword for additional critical strike damage. Now if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates, and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4. Now for the choices of my legendaries and also codex, make sure you come over to the timestamp over here. Everything is still the same, but what I did was I briefly go through the upgrade with you guys. So what I firstly did was I upgraded the amulet, and I changed the amulet into more damage reduction. So notice this distance and also range damage reduction and also close reduction. We're also going for cooldown reduction over the fury reduction now, because we don't really need the fury reduction. And finally, I managed to get a bit of damage, so 9.6% more damage with the upgrade amulet. Now if you have a look at this ring over here, I can easily craft this ring's effect of the Thorn onto the amulet, which allows me to have up to about 50% Thorns AoE chance. So right now we have 30% chance, so I can easily get 50% chance of this amulet. And this is why I'm still rolling for offensive codex, because I want to get close to 40% and turn that into 60% on the amulet. I'm still a little reserved because this is the first one I got. I don't want to use it now. Other than that, let's have a look. I don't think I got any major upgrade. I'm still using the sword. I have a few new weapons, but I haven't really invested into them because it costs a lot to be crafting. So everything's still the same. But one highlight you can see is that I have changed my socketing. Instead of getting 1250 Thorn with the sockets, what I'm getting now is I'm getting about 15% damage reduction. Now if you find yourself to be really durable, not dying, you can get more Thorn. But if you find yourself dying a little bit, just a little bit, if you're going for super high levels like this, you want the fortify reduction. So because I realize I'm getting so much Thorn for my chest and also for my two-handed weapon, I can let go a bit of the Thorn to get more defensiveness. This is what you want when you push for high levels. Now over here, you guys can see that I have a max roll of the Thorn gained when Berserk. So this can be doubled to 6,700 Thorn damage, while my current one, which is crafted from the minimum craft from the Codex, only gave 3,800. So I can easily get 3,000 more Thorn because of this. This is why I'm not really going for the Thorns on the sockets. I want more defensiveness, but I can get more offense once I craft this one. I'm also saving for this one for a better weapon. Now in case you're wondering what potion I was using as I was clearing the 100 difficulty, I was using the 900 armor potion and also the 500 bonus HP instant in the after level 70. So those are the two items I was using for the dungeon. Now you can get more Thorn of course, but I realized if we stack more armor, and especially with a helmet that provides us with more armor that we stack up to 45%, it is even better. And this is why, again, I'm going for more defensiveness with maximum life and more armor. Now, similar to all of the videos, in the replay at the end of the part, which you actually get to see me play the live stream, so make sure you join us on the live stream. What I want to talk about is, I want to show you guys all the gears again. And the focus of the gears is that you want to have stats that benefit Storm. You don't want to have stats that benefit like core skills and things. So the best thing you should be rolling is strength, vulnerability damage, close damage, and also critical strike. You can see this is the case for all of my weapons. For the amulet and also for the helmet, you really want cooldown reduction. As for the boots, you want movement speed, because Thorn's a little slow. You also want the additional strength and also fury reduction if you can. It's not a must. Now I do have a secondary boots that I'm still testing, so I'll show you guys the secondary boots. So, actually disenchanted that one. So the secondary boots is when you actually have whirlwind. So when you have whirlwind, you actually pull some names together. but I actually disenchanted that one. I salvaged that one. So yes, with Whirlwind, when you pull enemies together, this can be really good. But at the moment, I actually prefer the mobility, but later on I may be changing this one. Now there's not much to talk about for the chest and also gloves because they're kind of unique items. As for the pants, you want as many damage reduction as you can. I want to roll away from armor, maybe getting more strength, or maybe getting maximum life. That'd be really good for the pants. But this one's pretty good. And as for the rings, what you want is you want fortified generation, you want critical chance, vulnerability, close damage, and also any of the form of damage is really good. And for this ring, you actually don't want damage over time, but that can't really help it because I want to keep the shelter cooldowns right, and those are the combinations. Now briefly going through the skill rotation for this new build, because likely you're challenging yourself with higher difficulty, right? But you can do this at lower difficulty too. If you see a group of elites, let me go back a little bit. If you see a group of elites, here I'm just running around, this is halfway during the dungeon. Usually you want to cast your taunting shot or challenging shot within next to them, and just stand next to them, and they pretty much die. Remember that when you cast shot, they also deal 12% less damage. And you want to get as close as you can to the enemies, and your Iron Skin should be casted when you have low HP. Yes, you can cast this a little high, but at higher levels, they one-shot your shield. You want to be casting when you're at low HP, especially when you're so low HP, you pop a potion, your HP is still regenerating under 50%, then you pop Iron Skin to get the double benefit from low HP, so you get the double benefit. And this of course allows you to do even more damage when you have a barrier. So it's like a triple dipping. You get more doubleness with Iron Skin, and Iron Skin also gets cooldown reduction because you kill bleeding enemies. And this is actually incredible, right? So you can see over here, I popped Iron Skin too early and it got taken away right away. And now I don't have Iron Skin. So what I should have done is I should be popping Iron Skin over here. While my potion is still regenerating, this can be massively beneficial. Now in terms of fighting for the boss, well, hopefully you guys are farming, but if you're playing Nightmare Dungeons, I recommend having a friend that can do a lot of single target damage. Or if you're fighting the boss, well, it doesn't really kill you, so you can just spin for about 1 to 2 minutes and kill the boss. But if the boss do make summons, make sure you position yourself correctly so that you don't kill the summons right away, but rather when the summon hits you, they deal AoE damage to the boss because of the Thor, and that's the combination. Now hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. What I do is I'll be pushing for levels now. Hopefully I can get to level 80, level 90, and I can test this build to full extent for level 100 tier for the Nightmare Rift. I think we can clear this one pretty easy, because with level 74 with not the maximum gears, not the best gears, we're still doing this. So I have really good faith on this. Let's go maximum life. So now we're gonna try level 100. Let's go. I'll call it the third day after this one.
So here we are, guys, level 100. Let's see how we go. We also got Gold Find, which is like the worst one. Not the worst, but you know. Let's pop this one for bonus life, and let's see how we go. Tier 46. One more of truth. Think we can do it? No, maybe not. It might be close. I think we can do it. It's not worth my time to kill this one, I think. Oh no. Whoa, that killed him fast. Did you see that? This is a level 100. That's a power of Thorns. I'll show you guys the build at the end. Oh, that's scary. Nice. Yeah, the reason I'm dying so fast is because I'm so under level, by the way. If I'm not under level, this would be so easy. But that's the fun part, right? Oh, there was a pack of elites, and they're gone. We're so good against melee elites like this. So good. This is a defensive potion farm. Oh no, kill everything, I don't like this one. At least the mini monsters. If the range was so bad against ranged. So good against melee. When they stung us, they actually died. Did you see? Get them over here. Oh yeah. This is cool. Cool. There we go. They hit me, everyone died. Love it. Yeah, it's pretty cold here. Oh, didn't even die once. Look at this. Level 100 boss. This one doesn't hit me. That's good. Should die fast. There's a lot of monsters. I can literally AFK here. Because he doesn't hit me. It's a problem. Okay, not his minions hit me, he dies. Now he dies. So when he summons minions, he dies. Notice this? Easy. We cleared level 100 and level 74. I'll make a video about this too. Why no damage? Because that boss does not hit you. We're a thumb build, and if it doesn't hit you, you don't do damage, right? That's awkward part. So I get some water, and what I do is let's call it for a day for the stream. I'll make the build for this one, and we'll post it onto YouTube for you guys. So stay tuned. I'll call it for a day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's stream. I'll try to do more stream every day, but probably not talk as much. I got too excited today. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. It is a shorter stream, but I think I had a really good time. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time, probably tomorrow, maybe similar time. Take care, everyone. Best of luck with the items.
Now, in case you guys didn't know, I'll be live streaming on Twitch again, and I have just started. So make sure to come over to the links below to join us on Twitch Live to say hi, maybe ask me questions or share any tips with the viewers. And while you're here, make sure you follow. And if you do have your Twitch Prime, this is a really good time to use your Twitch Prime over here, supporting us with Twitch Prime. And yes, guys, join us as I test build for Diablo, and also join us as you play the game and also farm the game. So stay a while and also listen. We'll also be doing some giveaways and also special viewer events in the Diablo as well. Maybe we do PvP and also related events in the game as we get to the end game, and also help players to go through the dungeons.